And hello there. Welcome to LettiSpeaks. This evening we are going to be taking a look at what joys lie ahead for you. I am specifically aiming this towards positive, exciting things. And so I thought this would be a beautiful question to ask. As you can see, we're working with several different oracle decks here. Actually, four of my favorite. One is new. I'm excited to work with this one. But the other ones, this is the Muse Tarot. This is my new deck, the Wild Unknown Tarot. And then we're actually also working with our Transient Light Tarot. And then lastly, we're working with the Tarot of Oppositions deck. And so a couple of them are a little new, but I'm excited to find out what amazing things are headed towards you. What amazing things are headed your way. And so let's go ahead and start. My name is Letty. Thank you for stopping by. This is a general reading, and so don't try to make it fit. I want you to use your discretion. If it fits, beautiful. If it does not, and you would like a personal reading, I will leave my email address and my calendar address in the description box. You can definitely hit me up if you are interested in a personal reading. All right. And with that being said, we are going to start with our Muse deck. What amazing things are headed your way is what we're talking about today. If you are new to my channel, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. There's also different ways that you can support the channel as well if you'd like. Definitely appreciate you stopping by, taking a peek. So let's go ahead and get started. What amazing things are headed towards you? All right. With the Two of Inspirations, this is actually the Two of Swords, and so it is definitely fire energy. We're talking about moving energy, almost like the energy of masculinity. And so I feel like this is letting us know that there's going to be a level of inspiration that is going to be coming your way. You may be seeking new paths. You may have the opportunity to head into new things or move past places where you've been used to for a while. As you can see in this card, she has a telescope, like she is actually peering in the distance ahead, like she's looking ahead. And so the amazing things that's headed your way may have a lot to do with activating your potential for the future, for things that you desire, new experiences. This could actually talk about travel and adventure. It could talk about moving to a new space or moving into a new position or a family of sorts. This talks about having a heart full of ideas and just having a thirst for expression and manifestation. It's moving out of any complacency through your passions. right? So there's something I feel like that may have caught your eye at some point in time, and you have seen it from afar. It could be something that you're yet to experience that is on your bucket list, that's on your actual calendar to do. You will definitely have the opportunity to do this, is what the Two of Imaginations is saying. With our next deck, we're going to ask another question of the tarot. This next question is, what is this desire that you see? What is this desire that you seek? And with this card, we have the Father of Cups. And so the Father of Cups is actually the King of Cups, right? And Cups holds the energy of emotions, passion, and absolutely love as well. It's definitely, as we look at this picture of this, looks like a goose, right? Definitely unique in style and nature, right? So this may be the king and the queens. All of the court cards usually speak of people. And so there may be a desire for someone in particular that you find very unique and has a very unique personality. This is also someone being that it's a cups. This could be someone that you see does not have a problem, you know, acknowledging his feminine side, which is very unique. It's not something that you always see. You know, masculinity means just expressing one side in today's world, but to find someone that's not afraid of expressing their whole being. It seems like there's the understanding that we are made up both of our feminine and our masculine. And whoever this is understands that, and you can see that. This also shows up as someone who has a level of authority, a level of power. Someone who is very creative or artistic as well. Someone who has a lot of integrity. Someone who has a lot of self-respect. As you can look at how this the posture is very erect, which means that there is a level of sternness here, which is interesting because it's the Father of Cups. Cups usually is very emotional. So again, going back to that balance, this is someone who is unique, that's able to tap into their emotional sides, but at the same time holds very good boundaries as well. Someone who is looked upon as the leader of their family or those that they have charge over. They hold to the responsibility that they have. Someone who is very community oriented as well. It also shows a part that you could see in this person, right? No one is completely 100% perfect. And so it shows, you know, being that it's in black and white and only the beak is colored, it actually gives me the impression that there are areas that you can see, right? And it's usually those parts of us that we don't want anyone else to see about us, but you can see it, whatever that is. But even in that, you see the beauty in it. And so for whoever this is that's resonating, there's a masculine that you desire. And it's very beautiful. Very diplomatic, very open-minded as well. very intelligent emotionally. Definitely something to behold. All right, and for our third deck, we're going to ask another card of the tarot. Now that we know what your desire is, or what it is that you have your eye on, that is still quite far off, but let's see how you can bring this in. How can this person bring this in? We'll ask that of the tarot. How can you bring this in? This desire that you have. And we have the Four of Swords. Now, Swords talks about, definitely, we're talking about thoughts. We're talking about mental energy. How we think about things. And then talking about the number 4. Number 4s are very foundational numbers. Definitely compassionate. Higher level communication. Very merciful when we're talking about the 4. It brings in a level of stability. Usually that's rooted with balanced kindness and balanced understanding as well. So we're talking about, with the number 4, some level of structure with the thought structure, I believe, is what this is talking about. And so the question was, how can you bring this in? And there's 2 different sides, as you can see. I'll definitely let you see this, right? So it shows 2 different perspectives of this particular tarot card. There's the shadow side, and then on the other side we have the light side of this card. And on the shadow side, it looks a bit dark, right? A bit dreary. The person on the shadow side looks like they're actually in anguish. They're lamenting. They're not very comfortable, not very happy either. And so again, we were talking about swords, so we're talking about the mind, right? And so the question was, how can you bring this in? And so looking at the shadow side, there is a need to avoid anything that would cause you to feel anguish in this moment. And for things that would be coming towards you right now, things that would actually present a level of challenge, it's guiding you not to be overcome by them. Not to be led into fights. Basically, if you see the sword, it almost looks like he's been fighting to the death. Right? But this card is warning you against anything like that right now. This may, in fact, be concerning what it is that you want. This is not something that you need to fight for. And it's understanding that. not to act rashly when it comes to what it is that you want. Make sure, swords always talk about as well, not only thought, but it's also communication. And so make sure that you don't communicate rashly. Make sure that you don't rush into anything either, like relationships, right? Before you have actually built up the right energetic vibration. And so that was on the shadow side of how can you bring this in. Those are the things that you want to avoid. Now, when it comes to things that are working in your behalf, it's understanding that, yes, there are some things that you still need to conquer. The battle is not over when it comes to bringing this in for yourself. It may, in fact, Four of Swords talks about a time of drawing back and resting, right? Not responding to anything at the moment. As you can see, he's resting in this card rather peacefully. And so this is a time not to be out doing anything, trying to bring this in, or trying to assert your power. This is actually a time to pull back and be in rest position. Not to say that you won't ever have to fight. It's just saying that now is not the time. And if you want to bring this in, this is the posture that you need to take. It's rest posture. So whatever things are happening in your world right now that might try to influence you or tempt you to pull yourself out of this rest position, out of this peaceful state of mind, you are being guided to avoid it. This is guiding you to actually be really focused on yourself. The battle is not outside of yourself, but the battle is within yourself for the things that need to be overcome so that you can bring this in for yourself. And so right now is a time to withdraw so that you can conquer battles from within. I get the feeling like there's things that need to be attended to within yourself. And it may very well be in preparation for what is coming your way. Again, you can see how restful he is. I almost get the sense of having to rest, because in the future for what's coming, you're going to need all of your energy. You're going to need all of your strength. And you're going to need to be in the right frame of mind as well. And so, how can you bring this in? By maintaining this posture. Avoiding things that would bring you into a sense of anguish. Remaining in this sense of peaceful rest. Gathering and collecting your energy for what is to come in the future, because you're going to need it. Lastly, I want to find out how you will respond when this comes in for you. How will my viewer respond when this comes in for them? This beautiful Cups energy. The desire of their heart. How will my viewer respond? And here we have the Crown of Wands. So you can see that. So here we have another court card. Again, court cards are talking about specific people. Sometimes they also talk about characteristics as well. And the Wands again talks about very fiery energy. And this is actually known to be the King of Wands. And the King of Wands is a master. Once you get to the King cards, this is mastery energy. You've mastered the spirit of that suit. And so the Wands talks about purpose. It talks about energy being thrust out into the world. It talks about being in tune with your authentic self and how you show up in the world, and being in flow with the universe. For this card, this is actually the energy of being able to visualize what you want and bringing it into fruition. And so I feel like the way that you will respond is talking about pulling it in towards you by how you show up. It's almost like you will present yourself as kind of mastery over the situation as you pull this in for yourself. This talks about being someone that's actually able to look around and find the unique beauty around you, in those around you, in that which you desire. And so it speaks of you actually being very in tune with what it is that you're pulling in. You'll be delighted about that. You may actually even be in a position to share this energy with others that may have similar pursuits as you. This talks about being very proud of what it is that you are able to accomplish, and not being afraid to share that, not being afraid to lead, to activate others and inspire them to attain similar things as yourself. And so as you bring this in, your response is going to be one of inspiration for those around you. You may be a part of a group of people that are waiting for some of the same things that you're waiting for. And this talks about you being a person that's not afraid to share your successes. This is beautiful. I love this. So there's a lot of excitement that you are going to experience as we look at this bushel that's on fire, right? Fire actually represents illumination, right? When you light a fire, it brights up the darkness so that things are no longer hidden. I don't think this is going to be something that you'll keep a secret. Right? This is going to be something that's going to be open and celebrated, something that you'll invite people in to celebrate with you. And as you bring this in, you're going to actually feel very lucky. I'm looking at the talisman here, and talisman are usually objects that actually are known to be considered to bring in manifestations or bring in that level of favor and fortune and luck. And so you're going to be considering yourself to be very lucky and very fortunate as you bring this in for yourself. Let's do one more. What amazing things are you bringing in for yourself? And we have the Lovers. Yeah, kind of right in line with what we were talking about here. Very beautiful card, as you can see. Lots of flowers blooming. Lots of different colors here as well. And this is definitely a card that I feel like taps into the heart center with the number 6 here. And so I feel like you'll be bringing in something very close to your heart. Very, very close to your heart's desire. Something very beautiful. Something of your higher self. It's also something that is going to cause a balance in your life in some type of way. The Lovers card usually talks about balancing the feminine and the masculine. And so this could both be talking about relationships that are coming together for you. It could also be talking about you balancing both of those energies within yourself and recognizing the fullness of who you are. This card also talks about, or the number 6 actually brings in a level of Christ consciousness, which is our higher being. There's an activation of our higher power in existence that could be coming into play through the Lovers card, through this union, through this balancing within self. And being that we have lotus flowers all over this card, right? This could definitely be something that you have really worked within yourself very hard for. When we talk about a lotus flowers are born through very murky, muddy water, and the roots go very deep down into that water. But as you can see, there is a beautiful flower that actually buds on the top of that very murky water. So this could speak about something that you've had to actually come through a lot of difficulties for. Something that you had to fight through a lot of darkness for. But on this side, when the flower comes to fruition and blooms on the top of that dark, murky water, right? It's amazing. It's beautiful. And you may even say that it was worth the fight. It was worth the experience of going through that darkness that the murky waters represented. What is your desire? And we have the Empress. The Empress is a number 3, which is a level of creation, right? It's no longer singular. It's after the number 1 comes the 2, where 2 come together, and then 3 is a level of creation that happens when 2 come together, right? So there's the lovers that come together, and then there is creation. And many would even think of this in terms of bringing something into fruition, like a birth of some kind. The Empress is many times considered to be pregnant because of that energy of birthing. It means that something is coming into fruition. Something is being formed with the Empress. And this is your desire. You're desiring to bring something very special into fruition. There's a level of creation that's desired here. And I almost get the energy of the seed presented through the masculine, brought to the feminine, who then takes that seed and nurtures it and allows something to actually be cultivated so that it can be birthed. So there could be a desire to come together with someone and bring something into fruition. Whether it's an actual birth or whether it's an idea or expression, right? It gives the same energy. This very pleasant, beautiful, creative energy. Very connected to nature as well, as you see the tree and the moon. And it's almost like the shadow that we see, almost like the shadow in the nighttime. And the colors are actually red, and then it goes to purple. And so this is actually from the root chakra all the way up to the crown chakra. It encompasses every part of our being, right? And so whatever this is that you desire is actually going to be something created from the very essence of who you are. This energy encompasses everything, all that is warm and fertile and creative and sensual in the world. I almost get like there's a desire to be able to exist in the raw state of who you are as you bring your heart's desire into being, into the world to share as a gift. And I'm feeling a very gentle, very compassionate energy as well. A very freeing energy, almost like this that you have to share, right? It's without binding, right? You share it because it's who you are, not because you want something. And I feel like this is talking about how you want to be able to exist in the world, the things that you want to be able to offer through your existing in the world. And it's rooted in love. It's grounded like this tree in love. It's almost like there is a desire to be connected, not only to earth in its purest form, even be connected with the moon. In its most mysterious state, right? This desire is almost evasive, right? It's very mysterious. So what you desire is very deep and longing. How can you bring this in? And we have the Five of Wands. Again, this is our opposition step. Now, of course, Wands is, again, it's energy that actually wants to be expressed in the world. It's very inspirational energy. The number 5 is a number that actually shows up from a soulish level. It brings in the energy of change. It also has a lot to do with divine will and this energy of severity as well. The number 5 talks about karma and cosmic justice. And so the 5 of Wands is how you can bring this in. We're talking about allowing I'm hearing allowing. So as we look at the bright side of this card, we're looking at the positive attributes of the 5 of Wands. Many would think that the 5 of Wands was a negative card, but there's always two different sides of a card, right? And so there's healthy challenge, healthy change, and then there's also the unhealthy way to welcome challenge or change. So let's look at what this card could be saying that you need to do in order to bring this in. And so looking at the positive side, we see two men that are they have sticks in their hand. I would even go so far to call them wands. Wands hold a particular level of power and will, right? It is how we assert our will in the world. The wand help us to do that. And these two men are actually fighting with their wands on both sides. But from the positive side, it's asking you to, when you have the opportunity, use your tenacity, your strength, your willpower, your all of what you have in you to do what it is that you need to do. Use that tenacity and your ability to show up and challenge, right? Use that. It's saying use that to your benefit, whether it be in what you do for work or in society for causes that need a voice, or for love. This could be talking about love, right? Because we are talking about that energy of passion and fire and love, but it's saying to use that very fiery, tenacious energy with purpose. And not everybody is always going to be on our team, right? Especially when it comes to us excelling in life, and sometimes just enjoying life can cause very unhappy or unsettling feelings in others. I feel like this is saying when all of this good energy show up for you, and sometimes it may in fact cause a bit of scatteredness with those around you. Even when that happens, to use your energy wisely, use your power, wield your power wisely is what it's saying. For those who will come against you and try to disagree with you, don't consider everybody that does that an enemy. That doesn't necessarily mean just because they don't agree that they're your enemy. Just because you don't see eye to eye doesn't mean that they're an enemy. Even if there's a level of conflict, it doesn't mean that they're an enemy, right? But don't be knocked off of your path just because others don't agree. You're being asked to be resolute and strong as you move towards your goals and these successes that are coming in for you. Now, on the dark side of this Five of Wands, this is talking about the same, when those unexpected clashes come in. This may even talk about, for some of you, legal confrontations. And they may not even be things that just pop up randomly. They may even be things that try to come in and provoke a certain response from you, or call out something from you, right? You're being asked, even in the difficult times where those things would happen, it's actually asking you to be aware and don't be caught off guard. Again, sometimes favor, and sometimes, you know, just having a good sense of luck and good things happen to you can elicit certain responses from people that really have nothing to do with you. It has more to do with them. And so Spirit is telling you, as these things are coming in for you, to be on guard for this. These may be certain challenges that you will need to face wisely in order to bring these in, right? And so let me give you an example of what Spirit could be saying. Say, if you have at your job, you're about to get promoted, and someone at the job heard through the grapevine, or a little birdie told them that you were next for promotion. And so they take it upon themselves to actually create some kind of conflict for you in order to slow down your promotion, because they want you to act out, or they want you to cause a scene, or they want to actually show how unworthy you are by doing something to trigger you and to cause you to act out of character. Stuff like that. Spirit is saying be on guard, right? But use your tenacity and wield your power wisely. Not everything deserves a response. The subliminal messages, right, that people try to send our way, not everything deserves a response. And then they may not even be talking about you, or it may not even be directed to you, right? But use your energy to stay on guard, to stay focused and on point. Use that energy to move you closer to your goal and the things that you're expecting to bring in for yourself. That's where your focus needs to be. But at the same time, you also need to keep one eye open for the tricky enemy that's watching you be blessed as well. And how will you respond when these beautiful energies come in? How will you respond? Ooh, and celebration. So we have the Four of Wands here. And for me, I've been seeing a lot of 1111. This could be for someone who resonates with that number. If you've been seeing it a lot lately, 1111, right? And the reason why I say 1111, the Four of Wands in the original Rider-Waite deck is two people standing in the middle with 4 bushels of wands, right? Which is kind of the number 1 4 times. That's why I say 1111. But it's actually a card of celebration. Again, another 4. So it's this level of stability. It's bringing in increase. It's bringing in progression, moving forward, right? Advancing in whatever it is that you have set out to do. And so with that advancement comes in a level of celebration for where you will arrive. And so as this comes in for you, you will find yourself in a level of celebration. And again, we have a candle here. So we're not, it's the same candle, right? We're not putting this under a bushel to hide it, but this is going to be something that will be known, right? It's going to be something not only that you will celebrate, but you will have people that honestly and genuinely celebrate you as well. People that are truly on your team. They're not just there for the perks and to get from you, but they're going to genuinely be there to welcome and to celebrate with you. Right? People that were there from the beginning, I'm hearing as well. People that will be able to know what you went through and stood by you as you went through them. People that saw you fight your way out of the ditches and out of the mar, right? To get back up on your feet. People that will be able to attest like where you came from as opposed to where you are when you are celebrating yourself at this point. When these doors open for you, they'll be able to actually see, and have a point of reference for your growth, and they'll celebrate with you. And you will be celebrating because of this, bringing this in. This will be you feeling very comfortable. You'll receive this as a level of feeling like you've reached that place where now you feel like you're home, right? There's this longing that we have to feel like we're finally home. We're safe. I can take off my shoes and relax. I can take my coat off and sit down, right? It's feeling like you're home. This is how you're going to respond to that. You're finally going to have that intrinsic feeling of home. And this could be concerning a person. This could be concerning arriving at a specific place. It's the energy of celebration and feeling back at home. And feeling safe as well, in that celebrating and receiving this energy, being able to really just be your authentic self. That's how you're going to respond. Very appreciative of what all that you went through to get here. And I almost get the sense of like a building too. For some of you, you may even be building a home. I'm getting that energy. Home. I'm getting home. That's ringing very loudly. Having that sense of home, finally. And this is one that there's the energy of digging deep to either discover that within yourself or having the opportunity to build that. And this is including people, again, who were there from the beginning. People who were willing to hold a light for you. And who drew close and shared the journey, right? And so there's a level of celebration here. The Four of Wands talks about community energy too. It talks about being able to come together and celebrate not just your wins. As a matter of fact, this is like a win for us all type of energy. And so you will be celebrating and being celebrated. That's how you're going to respond. This is beautiful. And I'm going to stop it there. Spirit is saying stop it there because I do need to get rest for my day tomorrow. And so I hope you enjoyed this very brief reading that went into detail. Again, it was a general reading, so don't make it fit if it doesn't. But if it does, wonderful. I'm glad you were able to find some of your experience in this reading that we did this evening. However, if you did not and you would like a personal reading, definitely look down in the description box and go ahead and shoot me an email, and we can definitely discuss putting something together for you, specifically for you, okay? Don't be scared. Send me a quick note and, we can get it rocking for you. All right. Thank you for stopping by this evening. I hope you enjoyed the layout tonight. I hope it spoke to you in specific ways that give you hope. I hope it spoke to you in specific ways that enlightened where you are right now, or gave you, a level of enlightenment. I also hope that there was an energy of encouragement that surges through you as well, and that you felt love in what I shared and how I shared, right? That's the whole reason why I do what I do. It's to bring life in unexpected ways. And so my name is Letty, and until next time.